the environment kind of people. Hello?
Yeah, you can speak on, please.
Okay, fine. So this kind of people are aware of the environmental
Please go ahead.
situated within the environment space. So I've said this and I'll reiterate it, that this is not to castigate anybody, it's just to let us see that sometimes the way we do business is not just happening like that. It's because of our intent. The people I call capitalist entrepreneurs are the people that are innovative opportunists. Not that they are opportunists in every sense to the green movement. We're all aware that for some decades, let's say 2-3 decades now, the green movement has been on and it's blossoming by the day. Investments are coming into the green space, funding is coming into the green space. So these guys just look at the financial part of it. Oh, there's money in this sector, let me just go into it. And they look at any business in that space and they latch onto it. Their core intent is not to advance the environment, but because money is in the advancement of the environment right now, okay, so they ultimately want to just invest in that sector, not because they have the environment at heart. You realize that this kind of people don't have a niche, and you check their business profiles or their portfolio, you realize that it's made up of both eco-friendliness. It's not even in the green business now. Automatically, they move into the green business. But there's an upside to their business anyway, because they are focused on building big business systems. They really want to build these sustainable business practices. Please note, however, that not all sustainable business practices are environmentally friendly. I think that's a core misconception that we have to really clear out. That you're doing a sustainable, you're doing your business in a sustainable way does not necessarily mean that all your processes and practices are environmentally friendly. And then I'll move on to the third component, which is sustainability. We all know that it has been defined globally as the ability of the present generation to meet the needs of its generation without jeopardizing the ability of future generations to meet their needs as well. Sustainability simply brings together the people, planet, and profit. Another way, we can put it this way, like it brings together the society, the environment, and the economy. So those are the three major aspects of sustainability. So now that we have established the three major aspects of this session, we really need to ask ourselves, how can eco innovations integrate sustainability in their business practices? Agreed, the innovation itself is designed to solve an ecological issue and is ecologically friendly, okay, but are the business operations that support that innovation environmentally friendly? For example, let me say my name is Mujidah and I am making, let me say I'm an entrepreneur and I'm into solar panels and distribution into various homes and offices in Nigeria. That is an eco innovation or an eco practice, let me say, an eco business. So how do I ensure that in my own office, in my business space, my own actions myself are environmentally friendly? Because it's going to be very, very counterintuitive. If we are selling an eco innovation and the business itself of selling that eco innovation is not ecologically friendly, so it's just going to be like one step forward, two steps backwards. Okay, I think I can share my slides now. Let's see. Can anyone see the slides? Can anyone see the slides, please?
No, we cannot see the slides. We can only see your face.
Not yet. We can't.
let me try it one more time.
Alternatively, if you have a link to the presentation, you can post it in the chat, and we can consult and go along if this continues to pose a technical problem.
Okay, I think it's up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been through this and this. How can our businesses be how can our businesses and eco innovations be sustainable? The first thing is leadership of the organization to commit to environmental processes, environmentally friendly processes in their operations. If there is no commitment from top leadership, there's nothing that even any employee of the organization, no matter how sustainability inclined the person is, there's very little that the person can do to ensure that the processes of the business are ecologically friendly. And it is only when the top leadership talking about when they are designing the vision, the mission, the core values, and the system of processes of the organization, it's only when they are committed to being ecologically friendly that we can then move on to the next one. Sustainable product design is basically talking about designing the product itself. How do I mean? When we have an idea that we want to bring forth to the world, it is an eco innovation and it's very welcome. But in designing the product itself, we need to ensure that we look at 4 major things, which is talking about rethinking, we're talking about repairing, we're talking about even checking the product itself for errors. Is it something that can be reused? Is it something that can be recycled? In designing our eco innovations, we need to ensure that all the materials that are going to be used in this product that we are pushing out to the world are even degradable. They can be reused either ways. If not, that system itself of providing that service is faulty, and we cannot afford to push out things that are not sustainable in the sustainability business. Then we move on to packaging. In our packaging, for products, some products don't need so much packaging like services, and some need packaging. In our packaging, we should ensure, for those that have packaging, we should ensure that we use biodegradable packaging. We don't use things like styrofoams, we don't use things like plastics that are not recyclable. We use things like plastic packaging in our products. Then we can also move on to digital record keeping in our organizations. We all know the dangers of paper in our environment. Not that paper in itself is dangerous or anything, but because the higher consumption of paper affects the trees, because papers ultimately come from trees. So the more paper we use, the more rate of deforestation. Now we all know how deforestation affects health in terms of our climate and all of that. So we should always ensure that whenever we are packaging our eco innovations, products and services, we should use sustainable packaging that are biodegradable, that are reusable and all that. Then we move on to digital record keeping. Digital record keeping is more like the in thing now for a lot of organizations that are sustainability compliant. It starts from your stationaries at work to record keeping, talking about file organization and management, and even up to the newsletters that we share with other people. Instead of carrying papers up and down, printing emails left and right, we can decide that, okay, in this organization, we are not going to be printing out emails or documents at will. We can only print out, say, only if and only if it is very, very essential and there's no way that process can be circumvented. If not, if I'm passing a file from myself to a colleague, I can always send it via email to the person. The person sees and I see. Yes, I'm not disputing the fact that emails to have carbon footprint, but they are very, very low compared to the carbon footprint of paper and all of that. Digital record in terms of our file management, we can store our files on the cloud now. There's Google Storage, Google Forms, and all of that. We can store data on our Google Drives, and then we can also use the one provided by Apple and Microsoft and all of that. We can also send e-newsletters. We don't have to go door to door, even using the post office, to now start sending newsletters to our customers and other stakeholders. We can use newsletters, send via email, subscribe to newsletters you read, and everybody will be fine. So that one will reduce the environmental impact of papers on the environment. Then we're also talking about sustainable facility management. In our, we're able innovators and we understand that. But in our offices, how are we ensuring that we are being environmentally conscious, and not just conscious, we are being environmentally responsive? Because there's a difference between being environmentally conscious and being environmentally responsive. When you're environmentally conscious, you understand, you are aware, you know. But being responsive means you taking actions based on the knowledge you have. So a lot of people in my part of the world are reasonably environmentally conscious, but environmental responsiveness is the thing. And that's what makes the whole of the difference. It's not enough to be environmentally conscious. Okay, you know, but what do you do with the knowledge? It has to be applied. So talking about sustainable facility management in our physical office spaces, a lot of us have physical office spaces. So we can do about 4 things. We can talk, starting from decorations. We can choose to decorate our office spaces, like to accessorize our spaces, which is fine. But instead of using things that are not sustainable and environmentally friendly, we may choose to say have plants in our spaces. We might choose to have artwork that are made from environmentally sustainable, degradable materials. We can also start from our energy use. A lot of times you go to offices, just have this light when we can take advantage of the daylight. I am aware that it's not all the time that you can take advantage of the daylight, but in offices and spaces where you can take advantage of the daylight that nature has provided us, I will pause to please take advantage of that. It's going to reduce our cost. It's going to help us maximize our profit and at the same time keep our environment healthy and safe. Water management. Water is something that a lot of us take for granted in Nigeria. And the reason is this: some of us have water in abundance because we can drill boreholes in our area, which has its environmental impact anyway. And then some of us are accessible to public water supply. But in this same part of Nigeria, we have issues where some people do not have accessibility. They don't have the accessibility to potable water. Yeah, so it's only humane. It's only like morally upright now for us to conserve water while also conserving the amount of money our organizations use on water supply. We can also think about repurposing. Yeah, instead of us, when you don't need a particular thing, say, I no longer need this thing in my office, what I can simply do is not just to trash it. I might think of repurposing it, like what else can this thing do for my organization? What other use can it be apart from the original use I intended it for? If in my space I feel, oh, it can no longer serve any purpose, or I feel I just do not want it. Sometimes because we have been raised to be consumers. Do you understand? Consumerism has eaten deep into our society, and we're raised to just consume. You feel you no longer need it. Instead of just disposing it, sending it to the trash, you can look for some other people or organization that can use it. And that will lengthen the lifetime of this thing and also reduce our dependence on resources. And which we all know, our natural resources are not things we can do. So we should try as much as possible to conserve them while we have them. Then I'll move on to local sourcing of materials. From the latest statistics, I think transportation itself contributes global greenhouse emissions. That means that when we're looking at greenhouse emissions, when we're looking at climate change, when we're looking at sustainability in business, we should look at the issues of transportation and sourcing of material. We have to offer to the society, and that the posterity is going to thank us for our innovation. But we also have to be conscious when we are developing this innovation. We should source materials from local sources, not necessarily, oh, I want this thing imported. fine. If you cannot find the quality you're looking for in your environment or locality, it is very, very fine, because as much as we're saying advocating for local sourcing, we're also looking at the durability of materials, but that's also key. Talking about the product life cycle. So if you can get materials in your locality, this is not the time to think about, oh, I want this particular brand, I want this name to reflect as part of my spare parts. You are doing two things. You're reducing your cost of sourcing products. You're reducing the global emission, sorry, the emissions coming from your transportation, the transportation of your resources, and you're also providing funds for your local entrepreneurs, because we shouldn't forget sustainability is not just about the environmental aspect, social aspect is also part of it, and it is very key. It talks about wage and how you take care of people that work with you, your customers, and your host environment, that's your host community. You tend to, in talking about the social part of sustainability, we should also try that whatever negative externalities result from our actions in a particular location, we're trying to reduce it, and after reducing to the rest minimum, if we still find any externalities, we try to make up to that host community, because they will be suffering from that externality by carrying out a lot of corporate social responsibility projects to make up for the deficiencies our business is causing them. We can also have good relationship with the people in our environment, so that they have there's mutual trust and relationship between us. It also increases brand loyalty. Then for every eco innovation, I don't think we should be saying this, but I think it is also key that we talk about it. We are eco innovators. We are doing things for the environment. We cannot afford to contribute to fossil fuels. Where we have access to electricity, public electricity, it's fine. We have little power over that. But a country like Nigeria, where public electricity is not constant. So instead of burning fossil fuels and generators and all of that, we can always go for renewable resources. Talk about solar. I think that's the most important. Sorry, the most common one is high locations, solar energy, and then some of these wind energy too can be exploited and used instead of us burning fossil fuels. These are very cheap and they are very safe for the environment too. Then the last point I'll be talking about in terms of sustainable eco-innovation is incentivization. This is coming from the brand and customer perspective. This is talking about how you relate with your customers that patronize your brand. When you have an eco-innovation, it is always advisable that you develop a strong bond with your customers, because eco-innovations are still developing. More like the larger society is yet to embrace it full time. So we are trying to push these innovations into the awareness of people and make them embrace it. And also, as entrepreneurs, we want them to patronize our businesses so that we do not go bankrupt. So what we can do is we can apply the 3 R's. Talk about reduce, reuse, recycle, repurposing, especially to this concept of incentivization. What it means is, say I could buy renewable energy again. I'm going to use solar panels because it's the most common in my country. I provide solar energy for people, and when we go there with the panels, after some time, if for any reason the solar panel is not working as it should be, instead of disposing of customer, oh, you just come and buy a brand new one and then we'll come install for you, blah blah blah. We can always tell them that you please bring back the old one. We would recycle, we would repurpose, and you probably get some money from that. That is the incentivization part of it. They get some more money from it, and they also become more loyal to our brand, because it has been established that when you interact more with your customers, you tend to develop a relationship that is beyond that business with them. You kind of develop this brand loyalty, which is also very good for business. Because even sometimes when your customers or when your competitors provide services or products that are better than yours, so to say. Probably there's another innovation that is challenging your innovation, you know. Because of that brand loyalty, it is your customers that will come and tell you, oh, XYZ company, this is happening, but another company is offering us this. That tells you, oh, the higher on demand. You need to you need to ramp up your efforts to ensure that your innovation stays afloat. Because for an innovator, that invention, it's just it's a dynamic wheel. You have to keep reinventing so that you don't stay out of business. So I'm trying to summarize my presentation by telling us that as eco innovators in our various spaces, this list is not exhaustive. It's not exhaustive. There may be some things, most likely, that will still be relevant to our various businesses, but they might not be written here. So it's fine for us to look at our various spaces, see how we can make the best use of our resources and ensure that as eco innovators, we are championing the eco movement. Everything around our business is ecologically and environmentally friendly, in as much as we push out our eco innovations. That way we won't be accused of greenwashing, because greenwashing is when a company or an organization tries to preach what it doesn't practice. So people will not be like, oh, you guys are hypocritical. You're pushing out a particular process or product. Yet, organization, your own practices are not environmentally sustainable. So it becomes, oh, they are hypocrites, and it rubbishes the work of that organization and all other organizations in the environment movement. So I leave it us all to ensure that we are conscious of that and we remain steadfast in our bid to make the world a better place for us and for future generations. Thank you so very much for your time. Have a wonderful evening.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, hello?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Hello. Hi. Yeah. Am I audible to everyone? Hello.
Yes, you're audible. I can hear you.
Okay. Hello. Good evening. Good evening, distinguished guests. Our sister has spoken very well. Let me take ahead my journey from here, and a couple of points she raised very prominently that we need to follow. I want to go into this debate into this macro development part only, because there are a lot of innovations, lot of technology, lot of things are going on around us. We should not, yes, I'm not expertise in all this segment. So let us focus on this small part that is called the macro development of this sustainable energy or renewable energy. Now, you know that we are running through some very pathetic pandemic. Probably none of us had ever seen such kind of situation in our whole life. So why we are going through such kind of thing, and where we are losing? Now we need to understand it very clearly that there are some points that we had lost in last decade, which we might have been changed the situation. That is a very, very, very important thing. That is the development to the grassroots. Now, whenever I spoke to my honorable colleagues over here, also someone present, and my last 1 decade work experience, I found there is a serious lag on the government side, on the private company side, who are dedicatedly giving their time towards the macro development. Now, you see everywhere initially, I'm just taking this COVID situation as an example because that will make you understand very easily. This disease had just started floating from the cities. Now this disease came to its fourth stage, and this virus came to its fourth stage, and it is just throwing away to the local villages and villagers, and all the things are getting affected. Now we are very seriously thinking how we will get our food in next 5 months, 6 months. It's a serious cost concern, my dear friends. Why I'm saying so? I'm from India, I know that very well. Even in India, there is a huge crisis of the crops because the farmers was not able to go to the farming stations or in a field to get their crops cultivated. Now you say why it is there? Because we never given proper time towards these farmers. Now you must ask me this question, that what is that you might have been changed if we had been taken care of these farmers seriously? Now let me tell you an example. Also, it's a present situation that is going on in Niger, in some part of Southeast Asia, some part of Africa. I've been participated in Bangladesh. I've been participated in Niger, so I know. Now the World Bank and other international funding agencies are providing small solar pumps for macro irrigation. Now, what is macro irrigation? The macro irrigation is a simple concept that a owner or a farmer is having a small around piece of land, and they are getting the proper loan from, and also local government is putting interest to get this loan and disburse it to the farmers. As like Uganda has defined this necessity for 30,000 solar pumps. Nigeria has given around 50,000. Mali has given 35,000. Togo, Benin, these all countries are giving. Now, why suddenly this excuse me, suddenly this senior politicians or the country heads, or you can say the driving energy, they are focusing into this macro farming thing, because we have to sustain our economy into two parallel legs. Till date, we are talking about the industrialization. Industrialization means what? We are doing big plants, big manufacturing units. We are we are bringing drastic investments into our cities. But cities in the whole world, the whole population of the globe, they are living in the cities hardly 12% to 13%. Now, the apart 80% people, they are living in the village, and we are just ignoring them. And that there we are creating the disbalance of the economy and as well as the environment. How? See, I'm just giving the example of the solar pump. You see, when there is no pump, no solar thing is coming, so how the farmers are running? They are buying the diesel to run their pumps in the field. So most countries, they are not producing the diesel, and who are producing the oil, they are not actually do the farming. So the countries who are not producing the oil, they are actually buying. A massive economical impact is coming. 17 to 18% of each country's economy is getting infected for this agriculture business. They need the power to be give to the pump to run it. So 17 to 18% of the total fund they are buying, that is the crude oil. Now, this fund, you just think we always talk, just as our sister was talking, we always talk about the energy sustainability. We should start from our home. That's a very, very bright line that we have to follow. Now, we are not eligible to make understand our near farmer or our near person that, brother, please come into this. And this is how we want to change the scenario. Because see, once we will stop we will stop buying this crude oils, our economy will get a little bit of punch up to get this fund to other development sources, and also this farming division will get standalone. Same way, I will focus on couple of areas only. One I already am speaking as right now. The another one is the water supply. The global diseases, the whole, even this pandemic, again the reference is coming for the pandemic. This disease is again this disease again require a lot of water to get it removed. Now how? The WASH program, we all know what is WASH program run by UNICEF, UNDP, and so many organizations. But do we really follow these WASH programs for our other community developments? The answer is no. Now, as you are sitting in Ghana, somebody sitting in Nigeria, somebody sitting in South Africa, and somebody sitting in India, we all know that how the situation is in our primary schools, how the situation in our remote villages. They don't have access to the pure water. They are getting the contaminated water. They don't have access for the hand wash facility even. This is horrible. They don't have the access. Now this water is a very critical point. Now, when we are using the fossil fuel, simultaneously we are contaminating the water. When we are developing a big industry, simultaneously we are contaminating the water. Now you can say, me, brother, that doesn't mean that we will not go for the big industry. No. Now government need to come out in a mandate that whatever the water is getting used in each industry, that should be purified by that industry only. Then you see your rivers, your sea, it is getting pure nowadays. You see our local rivers are now very pure because the factories are closed from last 60 days. So there is no magic of changing it. There is simple policies. Now I should not talk about the big developments. I come for the macro again. Now in macro, that's almost 1/3 of the population of the globe is they are living in the coastal area. Now they are severely affected for the water. Now what they are doing, they're buying the water, they're drinking it and throwing the bottle. Now our sister was talking about some plastic bags and other thing that is so harmful to the economy. Now see, there's a magic of the thing. We always complain when we go to see the seashore or go into the beaches, we see, oh my God, there is a plastic bottle. There's so much bad things are there. But we are responsible for that. We are not giving the desired drinking water for those people. Now, what we have to do is again sustainability or solar energy or our innovation have the answer. We can use small solar solar RO systems there. We can put solar water ATM systems there. Just go and use systems there. Now these are very small financially. They are very small models and they can be utilized anywhere. Now these are the innovations we are talking about. Also, we should consider about the economical part. Now there are a lot of innovations, as I said earlier. I cannot speak all things in a very short time because I am allotted only 10 minutes. So we will speak very shortly. So two innovations, two common practices. It's not even innovation, commercial part. Like as the last honorable speaker has raised the point that we are always concerned about the cost, and there are two costs. One is the cost of purchase, another is the cost of maintenance. Now we always know that renewable energy is a very eco-friendly and sustainable product. The maintenance cost is hardly 1/4 or even 1/5 cases for the normal non-sustainable like electrical products or diesel products. So we always know that what is the maintenance cost of renewable energy products. But now the cost of purchase and cost involvement, we should speak about that. So the model, whatever the model people develop, even the honorable entrepreneurs are here, you are doing the business, you know what is the business model, but I'll speak a very small model about it. We must create the entrepreneurs into village level, a very black and white line. Entrepreneurs into village level, or you can say entrepreneurs in the grassroots level. Why? Because there is a tendency has been seen in last 50 years that people trying to get out from the village. But my dear friend, if everybody start coming from the village and come to the cities, then who will feed us? What will be our standard of economy? How we will grow? So we have to empower the local people, number one. Number two, we have to give them the solution that will run their model into the village. Number three, their products, their system, what they develop, that should be keep for the long time. Now, I'm coming one by one. Number one, as I said, create local entrepreneurs. Whosoever you businessmen are there sitting in your city or you are creating ideas, you target your some of the villages, some of the districts of your own, choose the manpower, give them some solution. Even in cases you create some financial model like give back financial model or small back financial model or buyback financial model or like a quarterly financial model, any financial model you give them, so that don't burden them with the loans, because they are not very cash rich people. Whosoever the boys or girls you find in the villages, they are not very cash rich. So don't put burden on them, and put your system for a long term, like 2 years, 3 years systems, and you ask them to put it in a EMI basis to back to you. You see the change, development will start getting. Obviously, you will get your desired profit, and definitely those young people, 1 2 3, you are creating local employment, be in their own motherland, be their own their born land, and to do the work. And number two, what I saying, that is first one is the macroeconomical development, second was the empowerment. That is, see, you have to train some people from the local villages. You have to make the awareness. When you train the local villagers or local people, that creates the awareness in two ways. Number one, you create some prospects for them, and the second one, you give them a scope to earn, a scope to live a better life. Not for them only, for the whole community. So you have to choose the people, a training purpose, a awareness purpose, you have to create. The third one, the very, very important one, the third one, we all know that we are, again, the cost is coming here in this part. We always run for a cheap product. When we get innovation, we start running behind the cheap product. We are same, you are same, everybody is same. But what will happen when we just give for the business, we start doing with the cheap products, the quality aspect we start getting forward. When we forget the quality aspect, the products don't give desired output. When the product don't give desired output, then the people whom you had given those products, they got disheartened. When they got disheartened, they go back to their old system. So your old sustainability model got a failure. So we have to make sure that these three aspects are very necessary. Okay, apart from these macro developments, I would like to enlighten, because all are here the young entrepreneurs. There are a lot of development funds are running on to the African nations and to the Asian nations. So we jointly, as you created a beautiful forum, we jointly can focus to those financial institutes, and we jointly, if like I'm very open, you already know my name and my portfolio is 2-1. I should not waste any single second to describe myself. Please come to me also if required. I will jointly go with you to those nations, United Nations, UNICEF, or will present your idea to get it affected, get it approved, and let's do in a macro level, then, because without that, any country will not get success in their, neither in their economy, neither in their energy goal. And this pandemic, again, as I came to my speech at the last moment, actually, I crossed 10 minutes. So whatever we do, we must approach in macro level first. Obviously, big projects are going on. We have to, it's our business. We will focus on that. But we must take target that what is the achievement we have to do. Your government, every country's government is giving some target, taking some target. We need to get associated. We need to make it do. And just don't bother to knock me anytime. I have a couple of ideas I can share with you. A cross sharing of knowledge always make the knowledge more powerful. Thank you. I think this is enough from my side, and Please, I think I should hand over to the next speaker. Hello. Boy?
Hello.
Yeah.
Are you with me, please? Greetings to everybody. My name is Boye M Ebou. I'm a Gambian. Are you hearing me, please? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, well, yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear.
Oh, good. Once again, greetings to everybody. My name is Boye M Ebou. I'm a Gambian currently in Ghana. First of all, let me join to wish everybody World Environment Day. Friday, the 5th of June is World Environment Day, and today, Monday, the 8th of June, 2020 is World Ozone Day. And we know that the ozone is found on the environment. Or if I may ask, is the environment found on the ozone or the ozone is found on the environment? So good. So this is just to show how interesting we are into the environment together. Looking at the 5th of June is Friday, World Environment Day. And today, Monday, 8th of June, World Ocean Day. And we are here celebrating or having an event in the World Environment Day. I just want to, from my area of the topic, financing future of clean energy enterprise. As the two speakers has rightly just said, Madam Mujidah and Anik, I just want to say that we all know what renewable energy can do. I read from Ban Ki-moon, he said renewable energy has the ability to lift a country from poor to a level of prosperity. Renewable energy has the ability to lift a country from poor to a level of prosperity. But we know that Africa, our continent, is a developing continent. Now, a developing continent, what do we need? If a development is not sustainable, that's not the development we need. We need a development that is sustainable. And we cannot have development in the absence of electricity. But also, when you're having electricity, the electricity should be what? Available. It should be, for example, to achieve energy security, the energy should be what? Availability of the energy, the applicability of the energy, the acceptability of the energy, and the affordability of the energy. And looking at the 4 A's of the energy security, is all in renewable energy. So it means it's the solution for us to achieve, to move from a developing country to a developed country. And we have just seen the COVID-19, the role the renewable energy sector has played in the COVID-19. For instance, we have seen students and renewable energy practitioners using, designing automatic hand wash that they use to make sure that, because you cannot tell somebody to wash his hand if he did not have water. So now you can have a solar water pumping system to have water. Now to wash your hand, people design automatic hand wash that is powered by solar. So it means renewable energy is closing the gap and the challenges we are facing in the industry. And I want to talk about the benefits of renewable energy. It can help you to reduce or eliminate your electricity bill. We all know the tariffs that we are paying in our respective countries. Renewable energy can also help you to earn return on investment. We are all here as entrepreneurs. If you are doing business, you want to earn your return on investment. And also it can help you to have, increase your property value. It can also help you to protect the environment, because in the environment, we are talking of the greenhouse gas emission and the CO2 emission. So with renewable, it will help to eliminate those things. And also commitment to sustainable. As I just said, we cannot talk of development which is not sustainable. So to achieve sustainable development, renewable energy can be a role or can play a vital role for us to achieve our SDGs. And also to stay competitive. For example, we're just talking about using renewable energy. You can use solar home system, you can use solar refrigeration, solar water pumping system, solar lighting, solar ventilators, etc. And also in the COVID-19, we have seen hospitals that are using solar ventilators, solar incubators, and etc. helping in the industry. So Madam Mujidah has also mentioned about energy efficiency. Remember, it is easier to save energy than to build a power plant. So we have to start, charity begins at home. Before we start advocating outside, let's make sure that the kind of equipment we are using in our respective homes are energy efficient. For example, light emitting diode bulbs. And they are also environmentally friendly because you can able to recycle those kind of bulbs because they are LED light emitting diodes. And with renewable, also the lifespan of the equipment can go for years. For example, a solar module, you can use it, for example, up to about 25 years. So for us to achieve some of these things, we need finance. But how do we get the finance? If there is a business model that I want to do in my country, Gambia or somewhere, at least there must be a good record keeping of the entrepreneur before you get access to funding. So if you did not put your books in order, it will be challenging to access some of this finance. For example, I was part of one of the project officer for the Global Environmental Facility for UNIDO, which is United Nations Industrial Development Organization. And this was a project. The aim of the project was youth and women entrepreneurs. We go to rural Gambia, we look at people, young entrepreneurs who are having challenges in terms of accessing funds, and we give them a grant, and we look at their collateral, where we factor it, and to make sure the project is sustainable. So I think before we get access to finance, we make sure that we put our house in order by looking at the necessary things we need in our equipment to make sure we can able to give out those documents and able to have a good project. And the other thing is, if you want to achieve sustainable economy, we need to scale of financing in investment to provide environmental benefit. For example, green financing. So these are all things that we can use to attract, we can use to have projects. But first of all, we need to put the necessary measures to make sure we can able to achieve some of these things. So on that note, once again, I like to join you and congratulate you all on ourselves for celebrating the World Environment Day and also World Ozone Day. So if you have any questions, I'll stop here for now, and greetings to everybody once again. Thank you.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we are with you. Yeah, we're hearing you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Anik, so some very important points. So I would like to introduce myself. My name is Majidullah. I am from Pakistan. I am from future and solar, so it's like a company in Pakistan works for the future generation solar. So is ensure to access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all, which is the Sustainable Development Goal number 7, and which is very important and very significant goal. Like uh, E-Boy and some other distinguished speakers talk about sustainability. So sustainability, of course, sustainability is the defining theme of our times. It touches nearly every aspect of our lives. We need leaders in every sectors. If we talk about sustainability, like they can cover renewable energy resources, non-renewable energy resources, environmental justice, social justice, and society. So how can we manage our resources in a society so our kids and their kids and their uh, like they have so also like want to end about the like micro development like agriculture sector of building countries. So as you know that Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India like countries have agro-based economy. Mostly they depend on agriculture sector, and you know that irrigation is the one of the most serious problem here in Pakistan. About uh, our GDP comes from the agriculture sector. So the micro irrigation system need to work in remote areas to ensure that power supplies are secured. Some like some photovoltaic pumps or solar PV pumps operated by renewable energy are especially useful when the supply of fuel or electricity is difficult and remote areas. So here uh, like uh, 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 like uh, 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 there is some like truth to the position of Greta Thunberg that the current generation have been and still are destroying the current young generation's future. Before this pandemic, lots of young people have been drawing attention to climate change, but also like biodiversity, some hunger, mobility, waste, pollution, indigenous people, some refugees and migrants, and also in today's time, like racism, we can see in news, inequality, slavery, child labor. So young people are the decision makers of their future and that of the generation to come. Over the past few years, they have shown that they can express their ideas and can discuss issues like adults. To allow them to do that even more convincingly, it is important that they are here so that they are allowed to participate. So they have made clear that to them making their decisions here is more important than being a school. Uh, if the world does not dramatically change for the better, they are right. Everything they will have learned at school will be the worthless since there will be no future. Like young people like us, like I myself, as a fellow of student energy, which you all know about the student energy. So they are also working for the energy security, affordability, and reliability. But we need all these things to consider. So actually, there are some like the Mujidah talk about the ecosystem, like the sustainability of the ecosystem, which is very important. Like you know that the countries like Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, these are more vulnerable to the climate change and extreme weather events, the rapidly accelerating melting of glaciers and ice sheets, the forest fires and heavy hurricanes, droughts and desertification, yeah, or lack of water, loss of biodiversity. They all are signs that nature is rapidly reaching its final limits. The world needs to change in many cases like interest cautionary measures, and young people are a lot less captured in these interests, and they could help the world to switch to a better track. So decentralized renewable energies, decentralized renewable energies will work for us because you know that the current energy system is more centralized in terms of ownership. So the future one, the future one may be decentralized, like everyone has their own energy, someone has kitchen and they can use every time. So like that. So particularly solar are now greater, cheaper than centralized power production that allow local communities to take matters in their own hands, to keep the finances in their communities that would otherwise disappear from them for the purchase of energy. That way they can become more resilient and more capable of helping others that ended up in very poor, often hopeless living circumstances. So the international community would do well to return to a society where solidarity takes priority, priority to selfishness. So we should need to consider all these things when we talk about sustainability and about energy security. So that was all from my side. If you have any questions about my views, so I can hopefully I can give answers. So I will now hand over to the next distinguished speaker. So thank you very much. Hello? Hello? Can you
Yeah,
hear
hello, we
me?
can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, so that was all from my side. Now I would like to. Hello? I think there is some
Yeah, hello.
problems.
So we'll be having Mr. Chibeze Ezekiel. Hello, Mr. Chibeze.
Yes, I can hear you. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so thank you very much for this opportunity, and good afternoon or good evening to everybody
Okay, please
on
go
this
on.
platform. Yes, so I'm already on it. So I'll be sharing briefly.
You're next, please.
Yes, I'm presenting. So I'm presenting briefly on the youth engagement and innovative volunteerism. So what I'll be doing basically is to just run through what that means and then possibly
All
share.
right.
Thank you. Welcome.
So is there any other question, please? Okay, please. So is there any other question, please? Okay, please. Please speak on. Was someone speaking? Okay. So I think it's about a wrap now. So, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anyone asking any question? Any further question, please?
Any questions are there?
Another question that I would like to ask is that.
So in the absence of any other question, please, can we just recognize ourselves by taking pictures, please? Okay.
So I think there is a question somebody was asking.
Yeah, I wanted to ask this question, and it's all about the organizations that are existing both in Africa and let's say in India. For instance, we have BRICS, right? Whereby under the BRICS umbrella, South Africa as a custodian of BRICS, it means that all African states they can participate through into BRICS. Let's say whatever BRICS is doing. Let's say there's a BRICS bank right now. So what I wanted to know, because India is part of BRICS, is it possible that we can activate funding from BRICS as Africa? And then secondly, is it possible that as Africa, because there's a free trade agreement that all African states have to participate in. So is it possible that through that, we can bring India into that, as a partner?
Okay, let me answer your question now.
Right.
I think Ebou was aware of this thing. There is an association had been created by India government called ISA, International Solar Alliance. and that is actually funded by Exim Bank of India. So even you need not to go to the BRICS platform even. You can go directly to Indian ISA, and like it's a beautiful platform. You create a need there, and that need will be routed by your focal point. Every country, almost I think 179 countries have signed the treaty. Probably your country is also there. I need to check. You need to go through your power ministry, and I will share you the name of the focal point. That person is definitely will be very, very cooperative. You need to go through that, and that proposal will come from him. Like he will just acknowledge the proposal, and we from the Indian part will take up to the ISA, and there will be a second level meeting with your sovereign guarantee. Will be seen that like what is your country stand, and that's it. Bingo, you have the fund.
Okay.
But the fund must be minimum $10 million.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Point. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So we have about 8 minutes to end the meeting. It's been a wonderful session. Thank you to all our speakers, starting with the only woman in the house, Miss Mujidah Ajibola. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Hello, I am here.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much. We have to come to the end of the meeting about now. So we'll be coming up with, let's unmute our videos, please, so we can take a group picture.
Okay, you are very, very welcome. And thank you for putting together such a very insightful program. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much. Then Mr. Anik, Mr. Majid. Okay,
Thank you
Mr.
very
Ebou.
much. Thank you very much, guys.
Can every other participant unmute their videos, please? Okay, Mr. Chibeze, Joe Victor, welcome. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Let's have a group picture. Yeah, you can as well take a snapshot from your end. Yeah.
Nice one.
Okay.
Thank you.
So good to go. Thank you all on behalf of Innovea Hubs, on behalf of every other participant. And we hope to have more collaboration in the future. Not to looking forward to building a sustainable. Once again, I want to appreciate everyone's time for your inputs. It's been worthwhile, and this is an incredible one. And we are happy to host you too. This is a big success. Are we still there?
Yes.
Okay. I was just yanked off the network. I can't find participants again. I think they've all gone. Thank you very much. Yeah, Mr. Boye, thanks so much. Bye-bye.